Yo, Wagwan, definitely that guy. So today being Friday, I wanted to give you guys a Freeform Friday video. But today we're dedicating the Freeform locks to the geldom, showing what the potential is for women and growing their hair naturally. It's really big to see these days a lot more women taking responsibility with their freeform locks because let's be honest, we never really see a whole lot of women back in the days. I mean, at least in the Western culture with freeform locks. So I'm really happy to see that it's catching on these days more so. So definitely stay tuned, stay subscribed, and this is Not Nation. Wagwan, getting right into this video, freeform locks on women, and I have about 5 pictures to show you here. Firstly, we notice on this chick's locks that she's kind of got some rubber band or some wire wrapped around one of these lobster claw like locks that she's got coming out from the back of her head. Really digging the thickness of these locks, and of course definitely type 4 hair to achieve locks like this. I really like this look because the scars on the dreadlocks aren't evident at all, meaning that the dreads are just really flat and matted and smooth and looks like they've been felted together naturally. So it's great to see women embracing the thicker locks these days, such as we see in this picture here. This picture is showing a lot of Congos, a lot of fishtails that have come together. This obviously being unseparated. As we can see, some locks actually thickening up quite a bit at the roots, even though they've already joined in different places elsewhere. Also note the color of her dreads here, definitely very light brown. Looks like the sun has done quite some dyeing to them naturally. Looking at the back of her head, we see also big Congos happening. So the more she doesn't separate these locks, the thicker and thicker they're going to become. Now, a lot of women don't like the look of thick locks on them. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below if this applies to you and why or why not. As for men these days, looking to wear thicker locks is definitely a growing trend. And I big up Bob Marley initially for rocking this. Now I notice amongst these women with freeform locks, a lot of them are really short to begin with, and this is the messy stage slash the ugly stage slash the crazy wild baby dread stage that everybody should go through once in their life just to experience the natural growth of their locks and kind of letting them do what they want to do without you really feeling paranoid or insecure of how they look. Now I love this look on women because it shows the confidence that they really have with themselves and the way they accept themselves and their hair for what it really is. And if more people can do this these days, then we're definitely going to have a bigger freeform lock society in the future to come. Now I definitely feel that making videos on freeform locks helps inspire and gives people confidence to grow them locks themselves, and what we really need is more women to follow this pursuit and growing their locks to give other women more confidence in letting their hair form naturally. I feel that over time the locks actually start to begin to look a lot neater much by themselves. In this photo here we see very thick locks hanging down the front of her face, and the thickness of her locks is honestly about the same as the thickness of mine. And if you want thick dreads, you have to freeform them to get the thickest results. The closest point to do it after freeforming is rubber banding. It will help you achieve thicker locks as well. And also these days people are using thread and needle to get thicker locks, but it's not as natural as just kind of letting them Congo up on themselves. Now it's very rare to see the back of your own head in terms of how your dreads look. Seeing these women's locks from the back here, we see how thick they actually are coming in, And if these were separated, they would still be pretty thick dreads, and it looks like a lot of them at the back here are capable of congoing up no problem. And do note that when you freeform your dreads, the ones at the back are most likely to become flat, mainly because that is where your head lays when you sleep. If you want to avoid this, you want to wear like a t-shirt sleeve or a dread sock or a dread tube on your head to kind of push everything up into a pineapple when you sleep, and you will get fewer or less locks, but it's not promised that you will always get round locks from doing that. Now, I really like this picture because it shows the craziness and how these dreads kind of stand and direct themselves on their own in all different directions. A lot of people saying that wicks are manipulated freeforms. Some people will say that these are natural wicks on her head. When it comes down to it, the term wick really just means the way that the dread looks, and a lot of people think that they look like candle wicks because of the tips of how these dreads are. And whether they are manipulated or not, you could have freeform wicks or you could have manipulated wicks. It goes in either way, to be honest. It's not one or the other. But for the most part in Florida, wicks are referred to as the manipulated type, normally used with rubber bands, but sometimes used with thread and needle to achieve this. But guys like Bob Marley technically had some wicks on his head, but they were entirely freeformed. Now lastly here, this chick saying fuck a retwist, and this is like the biggest you can ever say with freeform locks, and her length is incredible on this journey, showing some mad thickness, and really saying that she doesn't need a retwist because, you know, her hair just locks together on her own. No need for a loctician, no need for stress, no need for damaging the scalp and emptying your pockets to make the hair of your choice happen. Let it happen naturally, and it's proof that look at her length and her thickness, that, you know, anyone can really achieve this if you got the patience and time. So this picture here, obviously 10 to 15 years of free forming hair growth. But let me know in the comments below what you think of any of these pictures, and definitely shout me out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's take this to the outro. The women that I've mentioned in this video, I don't know their Instagram pages. They're actually from Tony B's Instagram, Facebook page. Shout out Tony B for all the freeform lock photos that you might be seeing post up on the Nation from around there. And there is a few freeformers that I might like to mention, like Irina Hernandez and the other girl with the blonde wicks, the blonde freeforms. I can't remember the name offhand, but I'll leave a link in the description, or actually I'll make a video about them later, so stay tuned for that one next week. And until next time, peace out, one love, thanks for watching. Smash that like button down below and buy something from the merch store. I appreciate ya. Peace.